Mayor, it's 7 o'clock, but it looks like we're still waiting for Commissioner Ritchie. So if we could just hold tight, or I'm sorry, Commissioner Forsyth, I'm looking at Commissioner Ritchie. If we can just hold tight for a minute. Okay, Mayor. Everyone from council is on now.
Okay, very good. Tonight is the November meeting of the Mayor and City Council for the City of Frostburg here on the 19th of November. Roll call when you're ready.
Commissioner Donnie Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Nina Forsyth.
Here.
Commissioner Kevin Grove.
Here.
Commissioner Adam Ritchie.
Here.
And Mayor Robert Flanagan.
I am here. Okay, start out with approval of the agenda. I need a motion and a second to approve the agenda as written.
I'll
make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
We're all good. Okay, and then approval of the minutes from our past meetings. Motion and second.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's all 5. And moving forward, we have a number of special presentations this evening. Each of us are going to take the duties on one of them. The first one is employee recognition for Corporal Chris from the police department. So, Commissioner Kevin, you're up.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd just like to say that Chris has been an asset to the police department, and he certainly has helped us in many, many ways. So this is an employee recognition. Be it hereby known, the mayor and city council are proud of their employees and the work they do each day for the city of Frostburg. And be it further known, from the time to time, employees go above and beyond either at work or in their own time to serve the community. And be it further known that the nonprofit Mountain Maryland Search and Rescue was founded by a city employee and is a team of volunteers with the goal to help the community by donating time and resources to finding missing and endangered people. The organization is fully certified and operational to take part in formal searches launched by law enforcement and under the jurisdictional oversight of the Natural Resources Police. Now, therefore, let it be known, the mayor and city council of the city of Frostburg do hereby extend sincere appreciation to Corporal Chris Mullaney for his work to establish Mountain Maryland Search and Rescue and the time he volunteers with his dogs to serve the region with professional search and rescue efforts. Signed by Mayor Robert Flanagan.
Good. Thank you, Kevin. Chris, congratulations and thank you for your service. That's quite an accomplishment, sir.
I greatly appreciate it, and a lot of kudos goes to the chief for allowing me to enjoy the time that I'm able to with this group.
Very good, Chris. Thank you again, sir, and congratulations.
And Chris, I'm not sure if the chief has given it to you or not, but Commissioner Grove wanted to celebrate this accomplishment, and there's a $50 Pet Once gift certificate and with your the actual certificate at the station for you. So maybe you can buy your
great.
pooches
Greatly
a
appreciate it.
Christmas
Thank you very
gift
much.
or something.
I greatly appreciate it.
Chris, you enjoyed that certificate? You enjoy that now, okay?
I have a feeling somebody I know will enjoy it much better.
There you go. There you go. Happy Thanksgiving, Chris. Moving
Thank
on.
you. Same to you.
Very good, Chris. Moving on, Proclamation Small Business Saturday. Donnie?
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up here. Whoops.
Sure.
I guess there's a little video.
Yeah, let me play the video first.
Okay.
I have to do something with my sound to make this work. So there we go. Okay, 1 second. Oh, you
That's
do.
more interesting than us.
All right.
my. Give me a second.
Sure. Um,
Sorry. Is my sound really weird right now?
No,
No.
Okay.
you're okay. You're okay.
Okay. And were you able to hear the music on the video?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
And one football play.
Okay. Back to the meeting. There we go. So now Donnie, and Deirdre is on here somewhere, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, there she is.
All right. Whereas the city of Frostburg celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy. And whereas 65% of U.S. small business owners said it would be most helpful to their business to have their regulars return and start making purchases again. And 3/4 of the U.S. customers and consumers are currently looking for ways to shop small and support their community. And whereas 96% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that shopping at a small, independently owned business had a positive social, economic, and environmental impact, and 97% of customers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that small businesses are essential to their community. Whereas the city supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities, and in partnership with FrostburgFirst, our Main Street organization, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Robert Flanagan, do hereby proclaim November 28th, 2020 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year.
Very good. Is Deirdre live with us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you
Okay.
for the proclamation and the support. It's a difficult year, and a lot of our small businesses are hurting now, and they're expecting some more difficulty throughout the winter. So having this kind of support from the city and the encouragement to support small, whether or not people are visiting the stores in person while socially distant and wearing masks, or if they're purchasing online and doing curbside pickup or delivery or getting things shipped. There are a variety of ways to support small businesses, and you can check that out on our website, downtownfrostburg.com. We have a site there that has a listing of the different ways you can support our businesses.
Very good. Very good. Donnie, thank you. Deirdre, thank you as well. Let's see. Third special presentation we have this evening is Proclamation for Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And Commissioner Nina, can you handle that for us?
Yeah, I understand there are some people from Johns Hopkins here to receive this proclamation.
Yes, hi.
Maggie Yang, you're the one who's going to receive it. So I realize that we're towards the end of November, but it's never a bad time to raise awareness of lung cancer. So got this proclamation here. Whereas lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer death among men and women in the United States and in Maryland in 2020, accounting for more deaths than colon cancer, breast cancer, and prostate cancer combined. Whereas according to the Maryland Department of Health, there were 18,653 new lung cancer cases and 13,385 deaths because of lung cancer between 2015 and 2019 in Maryland. Whereas the 5-year survival rate for localized lung cancer is minus 59%, I guess less than, is that about 59%? Yet only about 17% of lung cancers are diagnosed at this stage. Whereas screening for lung cancer for high-risk individuals using low-dose computed tomography can lead to the earlier detection of lung cancer and save lives, reducing the mortality by 20% when compared to screening by chest X-ray in the National Lung screening trial, and reducing the risk of death at 10 years by 24% in men and 33% in women, as demonstrated by another large randomized trial. Whereas funding for lung cancer research trails far behind funding for research of many other cancers, and additional research is needed in early diagnosis, screening, and treatment for lung cancer, as well as in lung cancer affecting women and lung cancer health disparities. Whereas women diagnosed with lung cancer are more likely to be younger and never smokers, lung cancer incidence and mortality rates in women are rising relative to men. More women die from lung cancer than breast cancer every year. And by 2035, it is expected that more women will die from lung cancer than men. Whereas organizations working in the Frostburg community, such as the American Lung Cancer Screening Initiative and Women's Lung Cancer Forum, are committed to educating about lung cancer and lung cancer screening and working to increase lung cancer screening rates in Frostburg. Now, therefore, I, on behalf of Mayor Robert Flanagan and the Frostburg City Council, do hereby proclaim November in the year 2020 as Lung Cancer Awareness Month in Frostburg, and recognize the need for research in lung cancer affecting women and lung cancer health disparities, and encourage all citizens to learn about lung cancer and early detection through lung cancer screening. And I think it's especially important now that we're dealing with COVID, which really affects people's breathing. So thank you for what you're doing. Maggie, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for helping pass this proclamation. We really hope that this will help the public health and the awareness of lung cancer and lung cancer screening. And yeah, so like our proclamation says, lung cancer is consistently the leading cause of cancer deaths nationally. And unfortunately, even though it's been shown through multiple national trials that screening can significantly reduce mortality, only 4.2% of people at high risk across the country are even getting screened every year. And we're actually working right now to get a resolution passed, and it's already been introduced in the House of Representatives, and we're currently at 15 co-sponsors, which is really exciting. Something that we didn't mention in the proclamation that we thought was quite shocking, actually, was that even though people associate lung cancer with smokers, lung cancer in patients who have never smoked in their lives is actually the 7th leading cause of cancer deaths. So there's definitely a lot of work to do in terms of raising awareness for both smokers and non-smokers. But the takeaway is definitely that people need to be made more aware of the need to be screened, and hopefully we can save a lot of lives in the process. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
Maggie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nina. All right, I guess I'm up here. Chris, Mike, are you with us?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Very good. Very good. I'd like to introduce some of the participants of Somerset Trust, Savings and Trust, that will be opening here in Frostburg. And I'd like to kind of turn it over to you fellas and let you kind of do a welcome, introduce yourselves, and talk a little bit about what your plans are for Frostburg at both locations, and just whatever history you'd like to cover in the next minute or two. Okay.
Sure. Excuse me. Thank you, Mayor Flanagan. My name's Chris Stoner. I am Assistant Vice President at Somerset Trust Company for branch administration. It's so crazy that we're meeting like this. I know we were going to try to do something, an official thing, but given the times, this is where we're at. This is probably our first Zoom grand opening, of a branch we've ever had. So I guess that's kind of neat, given everything that's going on. But we're a community bank. We've been around since 1889. The two biggest shareholders in the bank are the Cook family, which the 6th generation of the Cook family is currently operating the bank, and the second biggest shareholders are the employees that work there. We've grown from the time that I've been at the bank for almost 14 years, from 10 branches. Our Frostburg Broadway location will be our 37th Our Weimar location will be our 38th, and then we have a couple more in the hopper. I'm super excited about this project. I really appreciate all of the guidance and the help that the folks in this room have given us. Donnie Carter for letting us sponsor our meet and greet with Henry last year. Elizabeth, everything that you have really been in great contact for us. We're probably going to use one of your recommendations for what we call the branch. Appreciate all the people you've connected us to. Deirdre at FrostburgFirst. We would not be coming to Frostburg if it wouldn't have been for the support that we've rallied in the community and the community leaders. I don't want to speak a lot for Aaron Hoover, but I know quite a few of you have been working with him. He's our facilities vice president, and he has said to me multiple times that he has never worked with a city organization that has been as helpful and adaptive and as quick to respond, as what he has with Frostburg. And my response is always, I told you, they're just good people, and it's a cool town, and we're so excited to be there. Earlier today, we've got to go back through and close some branches and go to drive-through only. When we do get the all clear to open our Broadway location, we will be drive-through, and walk up and appointment only, at this time. And we're shooting for a mid-February. Anything could change with COVID, but to be able to open our Weimar, what we're going to call like our hub branch location. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll just quickly introduce myself too. Chris had touched on a lot of the information in the bank history. I'm Michael Miller. I'll be the branch manager for the two Frostburg locations, Broadway and the old Weimar location. But as Chris said, community bank, everybody that I've talked to, I've been meeting with some potential customers and stuff in the Frostburg community, and everybody is just so friendly down in the community there. And it feels like home for us. It feels like a community that we should be in. And we're really excited to come to the town.
Well, obviously, the town always welcomes new business and fresh faces and fresh ideas. And I definitely feel very, very positive about both of you and your organization. So welcome home, and we'll do something maybe real fun and neat at the end of February when we can do it. Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
I got to tell you, people are really excited about having the location right in downtown that you decided to open that.
Yes, very much so.
We're very fortunate to have found that location and been able to move in there.
We'll talk off the record later. But anyway, again, thank you, gentlemen, very, very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to Frostburg. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving forward, let's see, Proclamation for Municipal Government Works Month. Commissioner Adam.
Yeah, it's November is Municipal Government Works Month, and just hats off to all of our employees for doing such a fantastic job in these trying times. So whereas the city of Frostburg was incorporated in 1870, and whereas municipal government represents the most responsive level of government, allowing citizens to have direct access to elected officials, and whereas the Maryland Municipal League have asked Maryland municipalities to share what they are grateful for this year, and it is our employees, our community members, the volunteers, and the businesses. And whereas this year, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the municipal employees of Frostburg have shown an unwavering commitment to their duty and have continued to serve the people of Frostburg by carrying on to provide outdoor recreational opportunities, maintain infrastructure, collect garbage, distribute water, provide police protection, and conduct the ordinary business of the city government. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council hereby join the Maryland Municipal League in declaring November Municipal Government Works Month.
in the city of Frostburg and extends their sincere gratitude to the employees of the city of Frostburg. Signed, Robert Flanagan.
Very good. Adam, thank you very much. Please pass on to your folks, Nina. Please do the same, okay?
Definitely. Yeah, they're really good people. They work hard. They are creative in problem solving.
Very good. Very good. All right. That concludes that portion of our meeting this evening. I'd like to move to Mayor and Commissioners' reports. I'll start out with the reports from the city departments. Need a motion and a second to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the commissioner reports.
Second.
Second.
Okay, moved in second. We all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. And then I do have just a few comments about COVID-19. It just seems like a couple weeks ago, I sat in this room one evening and did a video and talked about life will get better. And we all know it will. We were just hoping it wasn't going to take quite this long. So kind of in a nutshell, just a couple of thoughts and a couple of things I'd like everyone to remember that, fortunately, we do have great scientific minds in this country, and most of them, or many of them, are in the medical field, and they kind of warned us that this might happen, that we may see a second wave, and obviously that's what's occurring right now. So I'd like to remind all of our citizens, visitors, friends. I know this is really tough, folks. I know with coming into the holidays, no one wants to be told what they can do and what they can't do because it's been a long year. But hopefully it's also been an educational year so we never have to go through this again. With that said, please wear your mask. Please make sure that you keep distance from folks, whether you're standing in line at the market or you're picking up something at a store. Like I say, get out on Saturday and shop Frostburg and patronize our businesses as much as you can, but please do it smartly. It has amazed me. A couple of places have been here in town, and it's kind of like there's, people kind of look at each other, and it's not anybody's being disrespectful, but at the end of the day, we got to follow the guidelines. I was just watching the news before I got on the meeting tonight, and it's really plain and simple that if we just follow the rules, the vaccine will be here sooner than later. And once people start getting vaccinated, that springtime will look a lot different next year than it did this spring. And that's certainly what we all want. Also like to remind folks that, there's a lot of folks that have been taking care of us this year. And I said this back in March when I spoke to everyone about our medical people, our EMTs, our police officers, our firefighters. They don't have a choice. They have to deal with it. And now they're having to deal with it by leaps and bounds again. So please, I say a prayer for them. Reach out to them if you have any friends that work in the medical field. Again, talk them up on Facebook. Send them some balloons or whatever. But again, I think it's really, really important that we keep supporting them because they're going to miss a lot of time with their family around the holidays, taking care of people that aren't taking care of themselves. So I'd like to remind folks on that. Again, reaching out to our employees. Thank you, folks, for all you've done. We are kind of pulling back into the shutter mode here. But again, we'll go back to essential city services. They will continue. So those of the public that are watching us this evening or watch us later on, we don't quit working because there's a pandemic. The police will respond. Again, the water will flow. The sewer will be taken care of. And when the dear Lord decides to throw some white stuff at us, we will deal with it like we always do in Frostburg. But please keep your chins up and please be supportive of each other. I know a lot of things have been happening out in I call it the big bad world around us. And I like to think that sometimes we're not affected that much by it because we're an intelligent community and we care about each other. So please continue to do that as we move forward. Again, with the holidays, I like the term, try to stay in your bubble. I know there's just so many new terms have come out of COVID-19, but if at all possible, stay in your bubble, call your family, Skype them, do whatever, Zoom call them, so that you can each see one another. But if you don't have to, don't. And I know it can be a lonely time, but again, make the effort to make the time to make the phone call. Basically, that was pretty much the bulk of what I wanted to say, but I know we will get through it. and we need to, again, continue to support one another. So take care of Frostburg. You know, we all love you. Moving forward with public hearings, combined sewer overflow. Chris?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report on the combined sewer overflow. In 2001, received a court order consent decree from the Maryland Department of Environment, and it also requires us to keep the public informed. So we do this every month at our council meetings. And in 2003, we embarked on the solution to solve the combined sewer overflow eliminations. And since then, we've received much money in grant form from the Maryland Department of Environment and some other agencies. Nearly 87.5% of our projects, and they've been lately in amounts greater than $2 million a year. And we're doing great things with them, improving neighborhoods and solving the combined sewer overflow problem. I'd like to report on the existing projects that everybody can see. The Stoyer Street 9A project is 98% complete. We just recently paved the streets, and we have a lot of topsoil and seed mulch and some odds and ends to do. The next project, 9B, which is Stoyer Street. The first one was Charles Street. This is Stoyer Street. It's actually 15% complete. We're doing well. 9C is actually 60% designed now. We're working on that also. 10A, we're rated very highly with the grant application, grant award, and expect to hear that in the next, I guess, 4 months or so. We're in a planning stage for 10B, and 10A and 10B is over in the McCullough Street, Washington Street area. What's going on lately that probably a lot of people have seen is the smoke testing. It's part of the 9B project. We have a contractor inserting smoke-like substance in the sewers, and what we do with that is we figure out where water is getting, stormwater, rainwater, infiltration is getting in the sewers, which help cause the CSOs, combined sewer overflows. So that was done recently, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It was planned for Monday and Tuesday, but it bleeded over into Wednesday because of the strong winds and the weather conditions didn't let us finish it in the 2 days we had planned. But I'm very proud with our projects. And if there are any questions of our projects, please contact me at City Hall and I'll try to answer them either by email or phone. So if any of the mayor and council or anybody else has any questions, I'd like to answer them right now. Other than that, that's our report for this month.
Very good. Chris, thank you.
Good work.
Liz, was there any comments?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
No
Chris.
public comment, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Then we'll move forward to ordinance 2020-05. LJ?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I've prepared some notes for ordinance 2020-05, permit issuance restrictions. The purpose of this ordinance is to codify and update a previously approved policy limiting registration of rental properties when delinquent charges for meter repairs or other utility-related transactions were unsatisfied. This ordinance expands the limitation to city code required building, occupancy, and grading permits, as well as rental registrations when taxes, utility fees, and/or fines are delinquent on specific properties. City code, including Article 6 for water and sewage utilities, Appendix A for the zoning ordinance, and Appendix D, rental housing code, dictates requirements for compliance regarding utility payments and shutoffs for non-payment, requirements for permits, and requirements for rental housing. When compliance is not met, properties are in violation of code. This ordinance seeks to assure clean cutoff and restoration to properties being transferred or redeveloped, and to achieve appropriate and compliant account status to properties seeking code required permit and registration status. At this point, I'd like to turn the description further over to Director of Finance, Mrs. Elaine Jones, who can address the taxes and utilities factors in a little more detail.
Thank you. Good evening, Your Honor. This ordinance is designed not to be a hindrance, excuse me, to those who want to invest in our community and develop properties. Instead, it's designed to be a tool to make this process go well, to have a clean cutoff when there are delinquencies. In general, when there is a tax delinquency, that's handled through the tax sale. But for a property to go to tax sale, it would have to have had 3 years of taxes outstanding. So that's a rather lengthy process for those accounts to become brought up to date. As far as utility accounts, the main way that the city deals with delinquent balances is through water shutoffs. However, we have some properties that in some cases, the property has been vacant or abandoned and it still had a delinquent balance. There are instances where there's been a fire and the property's been destroyed, but yet it had a delinquent balance. Or it could be that the water was already turned off for non-payment and there's no other recourse to pursue collection on these accounts. So when we have an instance where there may be a request for a permit or a desire to make this an active rental property, this gives an opportunity to bring the account up to date, there to be a clean cutoff, a fresh accounting start for the new investment in this property. And we're very optimistic that when this ordinance would be adopted, that those who have a financial interest in rehabilitating or redeveloping properties in town, if they're willing to make that financial investment, then they can also make the financial investment in bringing the accounts up to date and make sure there's no prior obligations on the property. So we would also like to encourage property owners to be aware of the dormant account status. So if a property, excuse me, no longer has a structure on the land, but they have a utility account there, once they bring that past due balance up to date, then they are eligible to apply for dormant account status, which stops the billing of surcharges until a new structure is put there. So it's actually a cost savings to the property owner. So again, the goal of the ordinance is to help bring the accounts up to date, have a clean start when there's going to be investment and changes in the property. And we know that there's been some delinquencies that have increased because of COVID-19. When we look at our percentage of accounts that are past due by over 90 days, currently we're at 23% of accounts that have balances over 90 days. The same time last year, we're only looking at about 16% of the balance was of that age. So we'd like to work with property owners and get the accounts up to date and do that through a partnership between the Community Development Department and Finance, working with resolving permit questions as well as future redevelopment.
Yeah. Very good.
Mayor, I received no public comment on this ordinance for tonight's meeting. However, as discussed in work session, because switching the format from real life to virtual came after the advertised public hearing ran in the Cumberland Times News, we will run a new ad in the Cumberland Times News for the December meeting, which will provide clear directions of how individuals wishing to submit comment can do so. So.
Okay, so we'll just go ahead and move then. There's no old business. We'll go ahead and move to new business then. Okay. Resolution 2020-7 or 47.
Thank you again, Your Honor. The 5-year term of service to the Planning Commission held is expiring this month. Chair Best has indicated he is willing to serve another 5-year term on the commission. It's staff's opinion that Chair Best has represented the city of Frostburg with both distinction and expertise, and both as a board member and as chairman. Staff recommends that Mr. Best be reappointed to a new 5-year term. At this point, if there are no objections or questions, I would request a motion and a second on resolution
I'll make a motion.
2020-47. Conrad West.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2020-47.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. If there's any public comment?
There is none. May I do a roll call vote?
Sure. Go ahead.
Commissioner Donnie Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Nina Forsyth,
Yes.
Commissioner Kevin Grove,
Yes.
Commissioner Adam Ritchie,
Yes.
and Mayor Robert Flanagan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, LJ. Moving on, resolution 2020-48. Elaine?
Thank you. Resolution 2020-48 is an administrative matter that's necessary to designate our current city administrator, Elizabeth Stahlman, as the resident agent on record with the state. We determined this that when John Kirby retired, the paperwork was never filed with the state to formally designate Elizabeth in her new role. So with your approval of resolution 2020-48, we would file the necessary paperwork with the state that would formally designate City Administrator Elizabeth Stahlman as the resident agent for the state of Maryland.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2020-48.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any public comment on that, Liz?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all in favor, roll call vote when you're ready, Liz.
Commissioner Donnie Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Nina Forsyth,
Yes.
Commissioner Kevin Grove,
Yes.
Commissioner Adam Ritchie,
Yes.
and Mayor Robert Flanagan.
Yes. Okay,
Thank you
Liz.
very much.
All right, thank you, Elaine.
Thanks.
Finally, resolution 2020-49. Elizabeth?
Okay. I'll try to make this not confusing. Back in September, there was a change order that I presented to you that was subject to the approval of the architect that included a key card access system. And the architect, in further discussion with the general contractor and input from the city, elected not to approve that change order. And as it was submitted, and it got, and so then when it got resubmitted, it became change order number 13. So this change order is for the key card access system only. We've elected to pull the video camera system out of this change order. We're wiring for that, but that will be done later with some anticipated cost savings. So the key card access system also is slightly less than what was presented to you back at your September meeting. But to just clean things up, I would like a vote on change order number 13. And then as discussed at your work session, change order 14, there is a $500 credit that we are receiving because they had to substitute some heaters in the stairwell for different ones that resulted in a cost savings. And then Brian Vogt, our directors of Parks and Rec, always thinking, asked for a small walkway to be installed between the parking lot and the flagpole so that whoever is taking care of that can keep their shoes dry no matter the weather. So we can take good care of our flags that way. So the net difference between those two is $88. The architect, I don't have his formal approval, but I expect that both of these will be approved in the next couple of days. But I'd ask for a motion and a second to approve resolution 2020-49 in an amount not to exceed $13,992.73, subject to the approval of the project architect.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2020-49.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded twice. Roll call vote when you're ready, Liz.
Wait a second. Just I'm still a little bit confused. Is it just for number 13, that's just a renumbering and a taking out of the video cameras? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little slow sometimes.
No, it got really confusing with the technology components with the change orders. I think we've all been, well, when I say we, me, the architect, the contractor, I think we've all gotten ourselves confused along the way. So.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We all good then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Roll call when you're ready. Go ahead.
Commissioner Donnie Carter.
Yes.
Commissioner Nina Forsyth.
Yes.
Commissioner Kevin Grove.
Yes.
Commissioner Adam Ritchie.
Yes.
And Mayor Robert Flanagan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, moving on down. Chief, you have anything for us?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Good evening, everyone. So I have the report for you for the police department for the month of October 2020. We had 689 incidents compared to 846 incidents in October of 2019. Just a couple of comments and a few of our activities. I too want to express my appreciation and congratulations to Corporal Chris Mullaney for the wonderful work he's done with the Mountain Maryland Search and Rescue. Just an incredible reflection on the police department and an incredible example of the leadership and just the community service that he shows every day. And I thank you for recognizing that. Couple of our events, if you follow our Facebook page again, you'll know that we participated in the Special Olympics Maryland virtual torch run in October. So we had recorded a little video with our masks and the group jogging around Glendenning Park and the Shaw Street area. Through that program, the Frostburg Police Department raised a total of $1,335 during the month of October. That was $545 in donations from runners and supporters, and $790 in t-shirt sales. And I do want to give a special thanks there to your detective, Dan Zarger, who was our liaison to that program and facilitated our contacts, organized the whole thing. And he personally did a lot of the t-shirt sales and fundraising. So I appreciate his community service as well. We are again doing the No Shave November program, as you recall. So officers and PCOs who make a donation can grow a beard for the month of November, or wear a pink badge, or wear some special regalia while they're on duty at the front desk. It's been a little harder this year to promote the program because of lesser social activities, and the schools were very, very supportive of us. So there are fewer school activities. But this one is very, very special in that it benefits our honorary police officer, Landon Ritchie, who you remember from just a few meetings ago. So, you know, he's had a number of medical challenges, very, very special young man. And his family, of course, has going through that with him, and they have a lot of financial expenses in that. So really special program. If you would consider promoting that or supporting or even donating or encouraging your friends and family to, we would certainly welcome it. We're collecting money through the end of November at the police department. You can send it in or whatever, and no donation too small.
Is there a way to donate virtually?
We do not have that set up currently. We do accept donations by mail. If someone would wish to send, you know, a check or a money order, that sort of thing, that would be good. And I think I'm going to try to look into that. It would be great, especially given current events, if we could get that running pretty quickly before the end of the month. So I'm going to check into that, Commissioner. Thank you. Last thing I wanted to mention is, you know, the story about our speed sign, and just absolutely incredible how that came to be. You know, we periodically get speeding complaints from our neighborhoods and community members. I think that speeding tends to be the most common general complaint, as opposed to someone making a specific call about a specific crime. We'll get, you know, fairly regular reports from citizens and community members that they have speeders in their neighborhoods. So we've traditionally tried to run radar and have a police car there, and we still do that, and we will continue that. But an additional tool we were looking at was a speed trailer. We ended up finding out they costed somewhere in the, well, costed thousands of dollars, depending on what kind of trailer setup you got and what kind of model you got. While we were looking at that, and one was close to $10,000, $9,000 or $10,000 with the trailer and everything. While we were looking at that, Lieutenant Mike Schweitzer got connected with All Traffic Solutions, and they ended up donating one of their top of the line radar signs to the city of Frostburg. So it's the Speed Alert 18 sign. So we've had it 2 places so far. We've had it up on West College Avenue for about a week or so. And we currently have it on Shaw Street, but it's ready to come back in, get recharged and placed elsewhere. So been a wonderful, wonderful tool. We're still kind of learning to navigate the analytics, the data aspect, but we can get like average speeds. We can get numbers of cars that go by the area. So some of that data is going to be incredibly helpful. And it's just one more tool we can have to deter speeding violations and try to make our community even safer. So I want to thank again Lieutenant Mike Schweitzer for all of his work on that. That was just another incredible display of going above and beyond by one of your police officers and city employees. And I want to sincerely thank All Traffic Solutions for donating that to us. So I believe that's everything I have. Other than that, we're continuing to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic, and appreciate all your support and leadership along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
Open public comment. Do we have anything, Liz?
We do not, Mayor.
Okay. Well, from all of us to all of you, happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Please be safe and do what we need to do, folks, and we'll get through this, okay? Have a good evening, all. Good night.